Hello, everyone. Um, First of all, I need to know if you can listen to me. I have a new mic, but I've had trouble like connecting it and knowing it on the last live I did. So today, I'm happy to be here. First of all, I want to thank all of those new subscribers to my YouTube channel. It has been growing this last week. I think it's because I've been posting every day. In the challenge I've talked to you about before, painting every morning. I just put random topics, and this one was the last one I did yesterday. So I've been experimenting with oil pastels. You know that I usually paint a lot with watercolor. So oil pastels is like very, 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 very new to me. I could say maybe not even 2 months, almost 2 months. So I have a couple of tips I wanna explore with you and learn with you. The topic I had for today is flowers, so maybe I'll do some flowers live with you guys, and I just hope you can listen, hear me. So I'm waiting for someone to tell me they could hear me so I could just proceed. Because I don't know, it's like I can't hear myself on the thing. Maybe, let me see. Hello? Yes. So I think it sounds good. So I hope that soon somebody will tell me and this isn't just a mute silent. Because today I decided to show my face. That's a little hard for me, but I know people like to see the face behind the voice. Um, so yes, let's start. I'm gonna show first the paper I have used. Um, it doesn't have to be like a very fancy paper. There are sketchbooks specific for pastels. Does that make sense? Like pastel papers, but it doesn't have to be pastel papers. What I've noticed that I like is that the paper for me is better if it doesn't have like a lot of texture. But you could use texture because the problem for me with the textures is you have to fill out those little like crevices on the paper. So you have to like push more, add more, and in some instances it could be a positive thing. So this I've shown it before because I use it with sharp pastels in another live I did. And this paper, see it says pastel. It does have a texture, and I bought this at in my trip to London, and it has different colors, tones of colors. So it's like dark browns. You can see the colors here. See? So it's not like very textured like watercolor. It's like a little smoother, but it depends on your preferences. Let me see if I have an oil pastel made here. Yes, I experimented a little. See? But you can see the texture. Here, I pushed a little more and added a little more color. So I prefer like a smoother paper, and I'll show you. The mixed media, I had this before I started the oil pastel. So let me put it here. This is body parts because I used it to practice faces and stuff. But this one is very smooth, and I'm going to use this one today. This is the one I prefer. This is a Canson mixed media. And I bought this the other day for drawing, but I really like it. It's a tone gray. This is tone gray sketch paper, and it's doesn't have the same texture as the pastel paper, but it's like tougher, has body to it. So I like it because of the color. So maybe we could use one of this and one of this, so you can see. Um, see so I'm gonna take one of this. It has the so you could like so we could test the pastels here and see the different techniques and stuff. And we could do the flowers in the white one so you can see how it works. I'll grab the paper from this one. This is a big sketchbook, so I don't have a lot of space. So there you go. One. And we'll work on both. We'll start with the gray so you can see the different materials. I have materials here that I already had that I use with watercolor and oil painting that can be used with pastel. So that's a good thing. Oh, thank God. Thank you. Thank you, Petunio. Petunio of my heart. So let me get this off here. So we have ready to draw. As I said, we're gonna test on this. I think we don't need the pad because it's smaller than the paper. Well, it's about the same size. So I'll leave it there. I like it because it guides me. So I don't get off the camera. So the pastels I have, remember I'm starting out. This was a gift from my painting partner from the plein air group. And we're both like experimenting with new things. And we're gonna try them today. I'm gonna leave them open so you could compare the colors. This is Sargent Artist Quality Premium Oil Pastels. These are Faber Castell oil pastels, and I've seen like very, very bad reviews on YouTube, but I don't know. I just think I'm new to it, so maybe it's me, but I think you could use them all together. I like to mix my materials and experiment, so maybe with time I will tell if they're really bad. But seeing other reviews, I think what I've seen, I'm not like 100% sure. It's like pastels with time get like very hard. They dry out, and if you don't use them, they get like this film, white film on the outside. I don't know if it's the wax in it, and that's what I've seen in videos. That maybe they're old, and you don't even know how old are they in the store. It's like, well, I like to compare things with food. But it's like I don't know if you've seen like chocolate. You could buy like a Reese's cup, and I'm very a big fan of Reese's cup. But you know when they're old because they get this white film on the top. It's like the oil separates from the chocolate. So I've seen that with oil pastels. I've seen the reviews, and I believe it's that. That's my explanation. So I think you should like keep them in a cool place and just use them. Use them. It's like paint. If you have, I don't know if you have acrylic paints like for a long time, they do get ruined. They they get rotten, they get hard, they separate. So if you have your art materials are made to be used. I know it's hard. Sometimes you just buy and buy and you don't have the time maybe. But I think they're good. And the thing is, the good thing is that maybe any some color that you don't have here, you can find it here, like the pinks and the purples. None of my other the other set I have doesn't have the purples. So I really appreciate that purple here. This blue is different. This green is different. So I don't know, I like them all. And the very important one is all those whites because you're going to use them for blending. So we'll see. And I bought a fancier one. They're different. I use them all, but these are Sennelier in Spanish. And let me show it here. I think you can see it clear these have, this was a gift from me to me for finishing the semester. These have 24 colors. In these, I find they're softer. And we're going to see them. There's a video where I did a swatch with these, where I showed things I bought, art things I bought, my latest art store visit. I really like that it has these colors that you can use like for skin tones. And see, but you don't see no greens. I've had to mix them. You don't see the purples. So for that, you have to buy like a bigger set or mix them with your other. That's what I recommend, but you have to experiment. Especially, you have to have a good paper that you really like. That you like the texture, that and it's like any material. You're gonna hear that. This watercolor, you have to experiment with different materials, with different papers, different brushes. And for oil pastels, I haven't bought like any other material except the oil pastel. I'm using things I had around from other mediums, like oil painting or watercolor. I'm very new to oil painting. I just took a class a couple of months ago, but oil pastels, I thought I wouldn't like them because of the messy hand thing, but I like them. So I'm gonna just put marks on the paper so you can see, and at the same time, we'll experiment with the materials I have. So let's try the shark. I haven't used it for it, but I'm gonna use it today. These they're like brushes, but with rubber tips. I had bought them for ceramics, but I haven't used them. So like for carving and indenting things. This is a flat one, but I think this will be very good for the oil pastel. So let's try that first. So here I have pencils. I heard that it's better to use the soft because you don't have to press a lot. Because when you press against the oil pastel, you'll move it. So we're gonna experiment with that. The thumbs. I saw somebody like cleaning it with a sandpaper, but I've never done that. I wipe it with paper, with the towel. And palette is used a lot, and Q-tips. And even I've used a piece of paper towel just to rub in the pastel. So I think that's most of it. Or tape if you wanna like mask off a part of the piece you're gonna make, or the edges if you want to tape it down. It's not really, it's not the same use as watercolor, because in watercolor Since you use a lot of water, the paper will get like the wrinkles. So you want to press the tape fluid down the surface so it won't wrinkle that much. It's called stretching the paper. But let's start like experimenting with these rubber tips and see how it goes. And since I mentioned the purple one, let's do something with purple. So pretty. So two tips. If you want to layer your colors, because you need, for example, you need to mute a little bit this purple, or you want to darken it or light it up or change the value of it, and you want it's especially like the greens. If you want to do a landscape, but you want the green to be like less bright, you can layer it with other colors. It's better to start with a light touch. With those. Mhm. So you go with a light touch, and you're gonna see the paper underneath. See, it's transparent. But if you want to go with a dark touch, just press a little bit more. You see less of the paper. You could go back and forth. But see this purple, you can layer it this pretty pink. See how it goes. And you start like filling those like the paper you see. But it wouldn't be the same with the and some people advise that you start with the darker color underneath. So you see the difference? But we could go like halfway on this one. See, it doesn't. But when you start experimenting, you see the difference. Mm-hmm. And we could go back, top of that, and we could rub in. Let's. Well, we're gonna start with the rubber. I've never used them before, so let's see. That's like really spice. Not like a big deal. It's nice, but I think a good use for it is like sgraffito. Maybe let's see. Not really. It has to be like a powder. I think the good thing with this is that you could clean it up easier than a Q-tip. So let's go with a lighter one. It's very important if you use your pastels to clean them up because you'll mix the color that's in there. So let's get some white. I'm gonna blend it quite well, so we could go with the clean Q-tips. I think I do need, but I like how it looks. And you could draw with these. If you're gonna, I don't know, you wanna do a heart, you could use it like to sketch out. You could use a pencil, but better to start out with the pastels, then fill it in. Use the same blue And let's go with yellow top. So I'm gonna do it with a light touch. But I'm not moving too much. So we could go in with some yellow. I always do that. Yellow. I took the orange. uh, with a light touch. Well, let's start on the top light. Let's go. Let's go like with that edge. Maybe put some white. Just clean around. Get there right. Let's go with. If you need more, you just go back. But you need to know that if you get like too many layers there, it's like gonna be hard to get these colors. So you have to have an idea of what you want. So it's good to experiment. Like I've always told you, if you work with watercolor, it's good to have like a little scrap of paper and work on top of that. Hi, Liz. Thank you for tuning in. We're working with pastels today. Experimenting because I'm learning too. And here, see a little bit of the blending. We could get a little more white on the top. Trying to get like that gradient here. These are the Sargent oil pastels. Well, I want to thank those that I have gone to my shop. Today I sold one of my favorite sculptures. It's so nice when you sell something like very special to your heart. I did a Puerto Rican antique house, a little house with a palm tree. And I was surprised this morning with that sale. Very pleased and happy because it's a very special piece for me. So see, you can bring it here a little bit. Okay. So, and I want to use the palette knife. I don't use them a lot when I work. So it's good to start with a dark color. Let's do a brown. Let's do a circle. We're going hard, so we just scrape a little with the palette. Blessings. Thank you. See, this paper is quite smooth. Doesn't have like the textures I showed you on the pastels paper. But still, you have to go like there, get into those crevices. But when you use when you layer it, it's like easier to get in those little paper spots. So you could scrape. This is just an example. You see the brown underneath. You see? Maybe if I use a black, I think you wear with a black. Black is a little expensive, but it's like those crayon experiments you do at school. I just have to see how the light colors lay on top of this one. They call them fancy crayons. Crayons for adults. Well, you can see the. If I go with, what do you call this color? No, it's too dark. Or maybe if I use this little bit, I think. The Senelier. These are more soft. So let me just a little, blue. So, mm, a little bit more like gray. But if we go in the same direction, it looks smooth. Let's see. You see that little piece? We use that. That's another use for the nice, like the pink. Let's take this one a little bit. Mm-hmm. Oh, use this technique for the flowers later. And make this some pink. Okay. Go like a little bit organic. And then we add other colors. Orange. And if you wanna like, clean up something, Very nice. Just do that. Scrape it off and with a little flour. I think that's good. And the other technique I saw is they use or linseed oil like to it transforms it liquefies a little the pastel or gamsol turpentine. These are used for oil painting. So I'm gonna use them both, but let me see how it goes with some of the red. Let me use red. Let's see if it went like this. My palette. See if I can open it today. We took a brush. Okay. Close it because I don't wanna mix it into this red is more like a pink. I was a little skeptical because I think the oil you will see like the mark on the paper, but I don't know. Let's see. This is linseed oil. It moves like oily. I don't know if it dries. Maybe. Mm-hmm. That's new to me. So mm, it feels like to smooth out the colors. That's what I've heard. So I'm going to use Gamsol. This is another color. Use this. Oh, it still has red. It'll be muted. I think it looks better. But I think the turpentine would dry better than the oil. So later we'll see how that dries. And we could get some in here. It like covers it more smoothly. It's like a glaze. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, the heart. do you think? Hi, Tita. How you doing? We're experimenting with oil pastel. So this is in the gray. I showed you this is the tone gray paper. Let me show you again this. And it's a big one. I like to draw or do my work smaller, so I cut it in 4 pieces. You could get a lot done. So let's take the white paper. You'll see the difference. Let's take this one out. Bye. Yeah. And then the theme today was flowers. So you see, this is a big paper. And I'm going to use my Sennelier and clean. It's good to clean them before you put them away, but who does that? Let's take okay. the white. The white is very important. You'll see. It's the one you use the most, and I've heard because I haven't done it because I'm new. They buy them separately. You could buy them all the colors separately. I think Senator has like 150 colors. This only brings 24. But the whites people buy 3, 4, so they go fast. So let's see here. And which color should I use? So I told you we should start with the darks. So let's do like a red flower. And I told you it was good to draw first. So let's do a very soft. Those. So we'll fill them in. So we have an idea what we want. Let me see if this one is different. I think it is. Well, yeah, I know it is, but yeah, it's more like orange. Let's go with this. So you can see that, right? This is like this is next level. And we'll go in and blend. We don't want to see the white stuff. Well, we could see it, but less than what we see here right now. So let's go back with this. Just some more cool red. What color this one says? Colors right here. Let me know if you can see. So let's go in with the cuticles. So we haven't used this. Mm, and to cover it. At least that's what I like. Problem with it, but that's not what I want. See what I mean? See the difference? The same, but I just use this. So, and then after I go all over with this, I can put more color into that. Try to go fast for the live purpose, but I could do a bit more. Um, I'm so glad the microphone worked this time. It's like I'm trying to get used to the lives again. I used to do them a lot. And most of you that come in and that follow me on Facebook know me from the lives I did. I used to make Christian stuff, but it's like everything is new. Some things have changed, and it's like I've been away for so long. You could do simple stuff, but if you want quality and you see more people like following you and buying your stuff, so pushes you to be better. Yeah. I'm gonna finish the whole thing today. I just gonna demonstrate this and maybe get you want to start using oil pastels. I would like to make another live last next week, but I'm gonna. I saw that you could use oil pastels over any kind of paint. After it's dry, you could work on it. So I would like to do a watercolor and put some details on it, pastels. So maybe I'll do that next week. So it would be nice if you could get your materials and work with me. I'll be posting the topic for next week. So I don't remember. I have a theme. It should be 50 days. Then after that, I'll be working with landscapes. I want to practice more landscapes. Because next month we start the plein air painting. We go to different parts of, I think this is West Polk County. And we paint outside. So our first day is January 14th. Yes, I like that. So, where did I put this brown? It gets so messy. You can take that. You see, these whites here are different. I really like how it gives it like a antique look. I really like to clean up the edges. And this doesn't have like, I think it's, maybe you see this color is a little bit harsh, but no, it's like gives it a shadow. It could be blue, it could be a dark green. Why do I put things where they want? You soften them, it looks more. I'll try to finish this tomorrow and I'll download the photo. Remember to follow my art page, Lion Space Studio, here on Facebook, and my page on YouTube. Subscribe, like, share, all the thingies. All the thingies. It's been growing. I feel more like much serious about it. And you could go visit my shop, Etsy.com, 1DB Lang Art. I have some Christmas stuff, jewelry, and in January, I'm already planning out the love thing. I really like this. It needs a little bit more work, but I think it looks nice. So thank you everyone for being with me here this week. See you next week with the oil pastels and watercolor. We're gonna try both. Bye.